This adventure takes place in Northwest Namibia and starts out from the old German town of Swakopmund.
In this episode, Ben and I are going to continue to show you how to explore Namibia independently.
On day 5, Ben and I head north along the Skeleton Coast. It's called the Skeleton Coast for a reason, not particularly because of people skeletons. It's because the coast was historically treacherous to ships and any stranded crew. After checking out the wreck, we turned inland towards the Brandberge Range. There are no roads out here technically, but there are well-defined four-wheel drive tracks. Late in the day, we found a sheltered spot to set up camp for the night.
You like it? It looks perfect. Sold.
The morning of day 6 found me comfortably grooming in front of my luxurious tent. We were camped in the middle of nowhere. But that didn't stop Ben from making a wholesome breakfast.
How many eggs is that?
Eat 3. That's okay.
That's a man's protein breakfast.
Time to break camp. Ouch! Did I mention break my video camera?
Today's objective is to go to the Ugab River. Now we're trying to find a way through the riverbed, but then cutting short north if there's any trek without going back on the main road.
Once back on the flat main track, Ben lowers the tire pressure for more off-road. This is a regular ritual as we change surfaces many times each day. Ben can't resist stopping to check out the first Welwitschia plant that we cross. Welwitschia is only found here and nowhere else in the rest of the world. Very, very unusual. Took hundreds of years to grow to this size. There's the crater, and here are the signposts explaining the rules. Oh wait, I guess there are no rules. This is Namibia. The Messum Crater was formed by the collapse of a volcano around 135 million years ago, and has a diameter of 18 kilometers and is comprised of 2 concentric circles of hills. Here comes my ride. There goes my ride.
Trying to figure out that damn software again.
Thanks for Africa.
A few hours later, we reached a wet river. Well, it looks like we've reached an impasse. We can't go any further. We will need to head the other way. We soon find the riverbed dry and drivable again.
I guess we're going to Brandberge Mine.
The riverbed is the actual marked road here. Left or right? In a desert environment, the tire tracks of previous drivers remain visible until the next rain season that floods the river. About 1 or 2 years on average. The Rhino camp is a ranger station. One of its primary concerns is the diminishing population of desert rhinos here. Back in 2013, Ben and I came across a wildlife viewing hide in the desert. Inside, we found a logbook. Last person was here February 20 and saw a rhino, sighted north of Springbok River.
That's what we saw last time as well.
From a rhino that they use it as a scratching rock, and then it comes out so polished and after a while.
A rhino footprint. See the toes?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, rhinos poop in the woods. Two very unlucky rhinos. All the wildlife that will remain in the future, perhaps.
So we're leaving the riverbed? Yep, to the next river, the Guntagab River. Find them there. Okay, lots of wood for our nice fry barbecue. I see the wood. Certainly enough. Alright, let's take a left. Find the campsite.
From the Messum Crater this morning, we did a lot of dusty and remote driving to reach this even more remote camp on the Guntagab.
Certainly is a man-sized portion. I'm impressed.
You eat all of that?
There's no place to put it, sorry.
Wow. Put some on my plate.
Breakfast. 11:24 in the riverbed as the sun comes up.
We start the day from a free camp off the Ugab River on the Guntagab tributary.
So we have a tire that loses air.
Well, looks like Ben's building a road again.
The last time we visited this area, we managed to travel up the Guntagab River. But this year, we couldn't find a way. So Ben doubled back to the Ugab River, and we will use a ridge trail that parallels the Guntagab. Or at least that is the plan per Tracks for Africa software. But first we need to make it up the ridge line. Once up on the ridge, the track looks pretty good. These tracks are used by wildlife rangers and poachers, so are in pretty good shape. Don't go too close to that cliff. I don't want to go back to our camp vertically. Breaking down out here is not an option. Like the giraffes, we use the trees as natural shade. Uh-oh, elephant poo. We've dropped down from the ridge and rejoined the Guntagab.
Around 12:30, lunchtime, in the riverbed again. It is a hot day, baby.
Out of the river and taking a shortcut towards the Huab River. But first, Ben wants to practice lawn bowling.
About 30 Ks in a week's time.
This is the last day.
Okay.
So today is 89k. The last 4 days we've done 160.
A 230-kilometer desert marathon. Crazy people. We've made it to the Huab River. But rivers with water in them are difficult. But not just because trails become lost. More importantly, wet rivers have large grass-eating barriers. We need to get to the other side. We give up on the crossing and move downstream following old tracks. Uh-oh, the tracks lead to a deep, muddy water hole. The last one to cross this did so during the dry season, I think. But Ben is determined to build a route across. Ready, set, go! Looking good, just one dent.
Now you gotta get those sand grids out.
One river crossing accomplished. Time to set up camp. It was a busy day, starting in a riverbed, driving a ridgeline, and then down into the riverbed again, then across a dusty range and back on another riverbed. But this one with water in it for a muddy change.